hello, and welcome back. Sponsored logs. Boom. Oh, give it a moment. Hey, there we go. Oh, it's taking its time, but yes, no. Good morning. Oh, well, hello. Hope your day has been going well so far. Everything's been alright. Hope your weekend has been also quite good. It is, it's nice to start on the Monday. Haven't done that in a few weeks. It's been a long time, actually, now that I think on it. Because we weren't doing it while I was studying very much. So this is a bit of an irregular, but that is because we have a thing on Thursday, and I thought it best to still have my 4 streams at least this week. Sorry, I'm also still setting up a last couple of things off to the side while everything warms up, but we have a lot to showcase today because I do not know how to fucking relax. I have been fairly busy over the last week, getting a lot done. We are a lot further along with some things than I originally intended, and a lot of systems have also drastically changed since they were originally done. So, in short, we've got a lot to showcase. But like I said, I'll get to that very, very shortly. I'm just finishing up these last few adjustments that I need to do on my end and trying to have everything nice and tidy so we can just move on with the stream, because I am very tired from this weekend. I mean, I was tired going into it, very tired coming out of it. Just how it is. Had a little bit of broken sleep recently for reasons. So let's get straight into it. I can't show everything immediately. We're gonna have to show things progressively. There's a few check boxes I need to hit to show off some of the things that I've worked on. However, one of the things that let's show some of the stuff we can show just from the main room. So if we go into here, so this has been where I do a little bit of my testing at the moment. We have, let me get the reset tool enabled. This new system for drawing a bunch of stuff. So first of all, we have this. That's been added, and this is used in a lot of cases. This one's actually probably the easier one that I could have decided not to enable this to showcase it, but it's easy enough to showcase it via this. Just try and follow where the mouse is when we launch in, and you'll see kind of the stuff that we've been adding. There's another thing that I can show in the lobby, but it's probably easier to show in the actual main game. But so we've got this now. So this is a kind of like the health bar that we've had before, but instead it is circular and it progressively fills up. This is also designed with it being wedged in mind, so it can be, instead of just a full circle, it could be a semicircle, it could be 3/4 of a circle, it could be just about anything. Which is really good, because if we come to over this thing, you can see I've used it around this. So it's a nice way of showing the little progress stuff on certain things. Now we've also got these, which these took me a long while to get nicely cleaned up and done. This is a targeting area indicator. Very much inspired by what we saw with the Swarm game mode. Specifically, I think it's Cogmore's like AoE artillery thing that he has in that mode. because they just fit really, really nicely. There's other enemies that use very similar, but this one's probably, that's the one that I think of the most when I think on it, is that we have a targeting thing that goes like this. So it will slowly fill out based on the duration. So that looks really, really cool to me. I'm very happy with this. It's also put to the right layer to make it so it kind of sits behind enemies, sits behind everything pretty well, but it's also nice and transparent. I have a lot of changes I can make to that as well. It's very, very easy to manipulate some of the stuff in there. And then we've also got a rectangle one, which I believe all of this should be correct, because I was doing some playing around with this the other day. This is at a 45-degree angle to show that it can actually be drawn at angles as well. That's the other big thing. There's one change to this that I might make, which is to centralize the point and where it draws to, because at the moment it's drawing at the top left corner. But yeah, now we've got this. So we've got our kind of like boss AoE targeting stuff, which is quite nice to have, honestly. It's really cool. Now, to showcase probably one of the bigger things that this is in, well, no. Let's show two things here, one of which is in progress, one of which is like kind of more done. So this first one I'm going to talk about is going to be very subtle and very hard to notice, but it has been there the entire time, is that there is now a slight shadow behind the character of their actual model. So it pops them out a little bit. It's kind of hard to see on this tiling. It is going to be much easier to see in the game, but if you look to the kind of right side of the character, you'll sort of see there's a little bit of a thing. I now decide what's funny and what's not. That's right, and what's side or not. Oh god. Oh god, no, not Twitter users. Yeah, but that is about right. But yeah, so now for the big stuff. So yeah, it should be a lot more obvious now. Now, these white dots are the kind of thing that we're talking about. We've introduced set spawning for the enemies. So I'm going to play around with a lot of the values for this, because at the moment the spawn rate's a little high, I think. I also have another idea that I want to introduce to kind of help diversify stuff. But now we have enemies spawn on these things, and it's based on like if they're in an area around, finding the closest ones, and all that. Also, these are automatically put down and cannot be placed inside of the collision zone, because we are going to be introducing collision detection to the slimes. Well, the enemies in general. They're going to be pathing correctly. But they've also got the shadow system, as you can see, and it's all nicely put in. I've designed it in a way that basically kind of pseudo uses the old code, which means that I shouldn't have to rework so much stuff. There is one complaint towards it, and it could potentially become quite laggy, but we will see about that in the future. But yeah, no, like I've done a good bit of changes in the background. And I'm pretty happy with it. Now, there's another thing you'll notice, and this is something I think I talked about in the previous stream. Now, Iron Mouse has a new health bar that is much, much larger than it was before. The healing has not been changed, but that's because I'm still kind of going through and getting all of that done at the moment. Ooh, cat, please. So we are at a very, very interesting stage with a lot of this stuff, and there is a lot of things that need to be worked on. This is an interesting bug that I still don't think I understand why it's occurring, but I'll figure it out someday. think maybe that, I don't know. But yes, point is, there is a lot of things that have changed now with the game on kind of an under hood level. As I've said before, a lot of stuff is getting fixed under the hood. And we're now getting to a point where things are a bit more locked in. This is probably, won't giving pathfinding to all the enemies on the field be a bit laggy. Depends on how I do it, is the short answer to that. And it's the same argument with what we've got now, is what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using the same system we currently have. So to kind of alleviate that concern, not saying it's guaranteed to resolve it, but technically speaking, we're already doing something like that. Enemies aren't actually doing their pathing. This is doing their pathing. So all of their slow is getting handled here, and then this here is the line of code that gets them to go to the location I want to. So I'm just going to be changing this slightly. This is genuinely all of the stuff around enemies moving. It is not done on the enemy. It is, well, it kind of is, but it isn't. Think of it as something else is basically telling it, hey, you do this, and it goes, cool boss, I'll do that. That's what's going to be happening with the pathfinding as well. It's because it's basically, in a sense, this is the thing that's getting changed. Because all the enemies do is just move. They move forward. They have a movement speed, and I think that's literally it. And again, like, that stuff is impacted here. But again, it is a valid concern. However, to kind of go, hey, is this potentially going to cause lag? There's a reason why I'm trying to play around with enemy numbers at the moment. There's also going to be a lot of values that are going to get changed very soon. Towards enemy damage, health, things like that. To alleviate that, I think the enemies are slightly too tanky and need maybe their damage to come up a little bit. To compensate for the fact that the player is getting a way huger health bar. Because, like, realistically, in that run that we were just doing a second ago, I don't see how, once I get the healing fixed, like Iron Mouse, for example, is a good example of this, how Iron Mouse can even die. I genuinely don't think it's possible. Oh, hey. So that's why, like, yeah, there's a lot of stat changes that are going to be done with these, kind of the move towards these things. Also, yes, the rationale behind the larger health bar is because I kind of hate working with decimals. I don't think a player really should deal with a decimal number, and healing has to be done at a decimal if we're going to have the health values at kind of like double-digit range. Because that's the only way we can really do it. So I think 0.5 is not a number that people really feel interested or excited about when they see it as healing, whereas like 5 would be more interesting, or like that sort of thing. It's, in a sense, it's also less clutter in terms of the visuals as well, because there's no longer that 0 point in front of the value. There's a whole lot of arguments towards it. I'm not going to deny that, but that's kind of where my rationale is with a little bit of this stuff. But yeah, no, we've got the room spawning. This is going to be what we have for the room for now until I get different assets, which I think I talked about this last week because I think I had these done last week really quickly. I mean, more or less, this is going to be what the room looks like. There's going to be foliage, though. There's going to be, like, some stuff to break it up, but this is the general idea. I think this is the right amount of size for the play environment, because if we go back into the game and just kind of run around, you'll see it's pretty large overall. But yeah, we do need to actually give the visuals textures, basically. It's because at the moment it's all just pastel basic color. So if, like, keep in mind we're in the center. If I run directly down, like, it takes a good bit of time to cycle around the room. So I think this is fine. I could be wrong. I'm not going to deny that there's an argument to be made that maybe this is too small or too big still. That's stuff that needs to be changed, potentially. There's also the fact that the camera doesn't clamp at the moment. That's something I need to work on, but that's a fairly easy fix. But yeah, like, if I kind of run through the enemies, it's already... like, I'm standing in the middle of the crowd. I shouldn't be kind of allowed to do this without maybe some armor or some other values coming on. I know, just don't make the values too big when it comes to HP, because it's much easier for people to experience a sense of danger when it says 1 out of 15 instead of... Yeah, no, I agree with that. Huge open world games are good when you can just explore new places. Yes, but like, the idea is that this isn't supposed to be an open world. This is supposed to be a run that you're doing. There's going to be multiple maps, and I want to kind of keep them small-ish so I can engineer them pretty specifically, because they are going to be manually made, each of them. But no, again, so Sasha, I do 100% agree. That is why we had the health values so low before, but... I mean, looking at the health here, right? So it's 1.1 health regen per second I'm getting right now. Would you prefer to see 1.1 or 11? I would personally think 11 would make more sense to see. And could be more understandable. Like, overall, I think it's a better kind of benchmark to work with. That's why we're sticking to basically, it's just 10 times for most of the characters. We're not going to be giving, like, a character 1,000 health to begin with. I don't think that's something I'm going to avoid. I'm pretty aggressively, I'm going to avoid that kind of value. Not saying you can't get to that potentially, right? Because there is health upgrades. With either these, I believe. And I might make these percentage now instead of flat values. We will see. Because that's the other thing, is we introduced the higher number to work better with percentages, because percentage is more noticeable when it's a higher health pool. I don't want to get too extreme, but I do kind of want to think. That's also, in a sense, in counterance to what you've said here, that's also why we do have a health bar, because then that way I can see percentage-wise how much health I have. So you still kind of have that agency of like, oh shit, I can see how much health I've got, how much I'm missing. Which I 100% agree that is a very important factor. But yeah. There is a lot of things I need to sort out though. And yeah, like it's something that I have played around with the idea for a very long time, and it just now feels like the right time, because it also gives me the ability to play around with a lot of things for balance purposes if I choose to, right? Because I could now go, you know what, this character feels almost tanky enough, maybe I give them just 10 extra health, which before that would have been equivalent to adding 1 health, which just doesn't quite seem as right. Like, I think I played around with trying to keep it to 5. 5 is the point of changer for the values, so it would be like it goes up in 5s or down in 5s. now I can kind of choose to do it in 10s and it be nice and clean for them. But again, I kind of digress with a lot of that. There's no guarantee that that's going to be the correct point of call for it all. So we will see. We will see. Now, I want to double check so again, a lot of things are getting now handled by the player. Specifically movement is a big thing here. It's getting handled pretty much by that. Now, one bit of code I need to just check for myself. Is how to, because GameMaker actually has inherent pathing that does have collision detection. Just one question, does the game have a demo available? Technically it does. There is the last update available. If you look in the description of the YouTube video, the YouTube stream, there is the last update that was released. However, that was released fucking like half a year ago. In a pretty poor state. If you wait just a little while, this update will be made available in the same location. Pure and simply, the delay is just me wanting to get more assets done before I release to the next update. Because at this point in time, all of the essential stuff for the next update is done. It is just the visuals that need to be worked on. And then when the next update for that, the next update after that will be the Steam release, is the intention. So that will be a much more intense cycle, and I'm hoping to have just basically, that's why I want to get the art assets worked on now, is because it means that if I have all of the assets done now, I know what I need to finish and clean up between those updates, and I can not worry so much when I go for Steam release that I need lots of art assets done. That's kind of my mentality towards that. Okay, that's not quite what I want for that. Moves the instance by the given direction, distance on the XY axis while avoiding a given object or tile map. Okay. Okay, I need to work with this a little bit. Bloody hell. Because I need to potentially look at some basic pathing code. Enemy pathing again. Make it because yeah, we'll try and introduce this. There's a couple of things I want to introduce today. We'll see how it all goes. Okay. No, that doesn't quite. Cat, I need you to not do that. Both of you are going off my lap if you cannot work with me today, please. Do I need to set up a grid map? Is that what I need to do? So what it's looking like from that argument. Oh yeah, there's always that dude. Okay, yes, I could look at that video and I know that's gonna have the answer, but I don't want to look at a video on stream. Because there's the slider tutorial, which is something I have used in the past for a couple of things in this game actually, I think. There's a couple of little bits and pieces, at least some things I've used in the past. But I would prefer just a little snippet of code that I can use. As a reference point. Okay, so it is that. Alright, so I need to make that in the controller, which I believe this gets created in the room, so I shouldn't actually be too concerned with thing. So let's make a local grid. Grid, we're looking for create. So divide by, we'll say, yeah, 32 is probably a solid bit. 32 or 64? 32 should be fine. I think I do most of my stuff by the 32 on the map at the moment. And then we do 32, 32. Right. Off you go. So I need to then add its MP grid, add instances work with tiles? Does it take in a tile ID? I do not think it does. We can try, but I doubt. Because this would be a grid. Object would be again, so it's the difficulty of, I know in some cases object can be traded out for tile or tile map, tile set, whatever. We can try it. I have a feeling that it could return negatively. So I need, where is the bit of code that I need? It's from room start, it's this. And then, we'll have this as true. Doesn't really matter. We'll see how it goes. Okay, and then in here, for enemy movement, this is going to be interesting. I think we take this bit out. And then it's going to be path equals path add. If mp grid path other dot grid path x y o player dot x o player dot y 1 path start path zero 3 0. We'll see how correct that is. Need to have another one of these. The fucking neighbors goddamn revving their engines again. Love it. Okay, let's see what happens with the enemies with this and if it works. We're not getting a crash so far, so that's a good sign. But they're not moving. Okay, if we go back to this create and remove this, will it work? Or is it the speed value that I've left as 0? Do I need to get to their walk speed? Yeah, give it a moment or two. It looks like we do need to give them a walk speed. Okay, let's get them at least moving before we worry too much about other stuff. So here is speed. So I'm just gonna put in walk speed here. I'm gonna potentially look up this value to see exactly what it needs. As its inputs in case I'm missing something. Okay, they're moving towards me. That needs to be fixed. It feels like they're grid pathing. Oh yeah, they are grid pathing. Okay, I'm gonna have to reduce the size, because at the moment this looks really fucked. Okay, so that's easy enough because that's in the create event here that we just, I think... we want more... So, let's just do it by 16, see what happens with that. Might need to make that even smaller, we will see. Okay, so we know that they're moving. We might add... So we're gonna have to probably add a new collision system to themselves. We'll see if adding in this will fix this, though. If this gets us what we want, then I'm happy. Because all we want for now is to guarantee that the enemies try and path around this. They do not. So that indicates to me that I cannot just use a tile thing as a tile layer as a object there. Okay, so then... what do we have for MP? Can I, would we add cell? Is this Godon? No, this is Game Maker. As shown on the thumbnail of the video alone. Okay, so not that one either. Maybe. Grid. Okay. Okay, here we go. So this is the code that I think I need. So let's get this sorted out. So cell size equals, we'll have it as 16 for now. And then W equals, I said equals, not thing, right, equals room width divided by cell size var h equals room height divided by cell size, and then layer get ID. Okay. So I need... this is going to be interesting and complex at the same time. It's going to be fun. So I'm going to need... Let's see. Var... The layer ID... let's just do this then for these. So that becomes W, that becomes H, that becomes cell size, that becomes cell size. This is layer get ID, and it will be collision tiles. Then var map ID equals lay ID, and then we do for var I equals 0, I, and then W, and then I plus plus. Good old matrixy for loop. So to explain what this is doing, this is going to go through kind of, how do you describe this best? It will basically go it through as a grid, so it will do one row and then it will move to the next column and then it will do that next row. So it's pretty pretty effective to do this in a lot of cases. There is many situations where this is absolutely necessary. God, get a pixel? I've not done that one. That was the one that I was having issues with the other time. Right. I times cell size J. Oh god. I've been having all sorts of problems today, if you're wondering. Like my back's been killing me, my chest has been killing me. And that's why I'm kind of being not so pleasant with the cats, because I just really can't sit in a position where I feel comfortable with them on my lap, and one of them is really aggressive at wanting to sit on my lap, and it's really not helping me. Okay, there we go. So hopefully this works. We will see. Hey, yeah. I'm doing alright. How you doing yourself? Okay, here we go. MP grid add instances. Oh, I never removed this. That would explain the issue. Okay, let's see if that works. God damn it. Hey, crashes help because they tell me where exactly I've screwed up. And something that I've actually noticed a lot more now is how much I get irritated when I don't get a crash because it's much harder to figure out when something's gone wrong. Okay. Got this. Now let's see how this goes. They path around. There you go. Now, I believe I can give them like a slightly bigger berth of range that they'll try and move around the corner at. Like, they'll give it a little bit more distance. And we also need to add a collision thing for themselves. I also want to potentially give them... a slightly... I don't know, this grid seems pretty good so far, this pathing grid. But we might give it more still, like a smaller grid. By the way, it would be cool you already do work on streaming. I'm not sure I quite understood what you mean there. Like, do you mean it's cool that I'm doing this work on stream? Because I am doing this work on stream. Most of this game has been done on stream. Outside of assets. Assets have been the one thing that I did spend most of my time off stream doing. I did get a lot of work done last week though. That was fun. Which is why we can do so much today. Okay, so... might give this a much smaller thing. And then, so it would be here. Okay, I want to look at what this code entails. What does path start actually give me? And how do I kind of work with this? Where do, what to do when the end path is reached? Okay, I have it on 3, so I'm gonna have to look at the different checks for what that could potentially be. Absolute Boolean, whether the calling instance should follow the absolute path as it is defined in the path editor or relative path to its current position. Yeah, I do want that as false then. But I need these path end action consistent. Start the path again from the current position. Okay, yeah, no, we do want it on 3 then, because it's 1 is stop, 2 is restart, 3 is continue, 4 is reverse. So what we're going to also have to do now is with enemy parent on step, this is no longer necessary because technically they don't speed anymore, they get pathed. What we're going to have to add here is path stop, I'm guessing. or path end. So I don't believe that's going to affect the thing negatively in any way. And it should mean that when we pause, the enemies won't move anymore. It's fun getting used to the a new system like this. It's just a straight up better system. Okay, this dude spawned in wall, so we might need to do something about that. Okay, so 8's looking better. I still don't like how much they're clumping. And also, yes, so enemies do spawn sometimes in the wall. I'm going to have to do some kind of collision detection to kind of push the enemies outside of the walls. We will see how that goes at some point. I'm not too fussed about it right this moment. I'm more focused on trying to get the pathing feeling right. 8's pretty, like, I have to be careful because if I start getting like smaller than this is going to start getting really expensive and can cause problems. Is there a way with the pathing because that's instance. Is there a way to, I don't know if I go with instance. Object index or instance ID of the instances to be added to the MP grid. Can I just add in MP grid add instance grid enemy unit parent bounding box in general? Is this going to give me what I want? So they're going to kind of path around each other to get to it. Which should actually be really scary because that means that the enemy might try and concave you more. So, very, very dangerous. Ah, no. You have been told multiple times to not sit on the lap. Yeah, see, I don't like how much they're able to be bunched up. This was something that we had before that we made a massive effort about trying to avoid. Because, like, this clump here, I don't like. I think that's too much of a clump. So maybe we try and add this to the step event. Or something. Let's try this. Because maybe like we have to constantly be updating it. I don't like that though. Because there's a better way to do it if we're going to have to do constant updating, because I don't want to clutter the info. Now they can't path? Okay. I guess they can't path because of other things. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, how do I then add a soft collision with other of the same thing? Might need to play around with that at a later date, because I don't quite know. Based on the stuff here, I don't see how I would do it nicely. Not to the entire grid. I could see how I could do it maybe to the individuals, but then that's like a lot of data that's getting stored, potentially. For now, it should be fine though. We have got the things moving. I think they're pretty good. This should overall be a lot better because we're basically using yeah, again, we're using a map, so we're just telling things to use the map to get to the location that we want them to via here. So it should be a lot better overall. But I do work again, yeah, so we'll add something for soft collision at some stage. For each of the units, giving them a little bit of a buffer room. But it's cool that we've got that stuff going. How do I resolve them getting stuck in walls though? That's something that I do want to fix. I mean, the simple answer is just not have spawners next to walls that close. Right? Like, I think that's the simple answer. But I don't know how I quite want to handle that. I feel like it'd be better to just have a system in place so they can get out of walls if something occurs, right? A safety net. I mean, what could be done potentially is to have a check to see if it's if it's in the wall, basically, if it's colliding with that, to path it out of the wall first, and then path to the player. We could do something like that. Which would be kind of this stuff. I'm gonna leave that for now. I want to go work on something different. I want to work on the the big thing I want to work on today, which is going to be really irritating and fun. So I've gone through and I've just done some like patch job fixing to this so far. So we've got the new constructor here for just these two. This has been done up with the new skill constructors correctly. This has not. And then the rest have just been tweaked slightly so they I won't cause an error anywhere across the board. So there's that at the moment where we're sitting with everything. But there's something I've been kind of like thinking about for a while. And I think it's about time I do something about it. No, we don't want skills, we want character constructor 1. So we are finally going to add another character. It's been a very long time. For now, we're just going to... Ooh, have I actually passed through the new one? Let me pull up my assets. Characters, player character, monarch, update. I haven't even exported it, so yeah, I probably haven't. Oh yes, because I haven't finished a sword. We'll do the sword later. File. No. Export. Spreadsheet. Good lord, sorry. I got the sniffles, I guess. Alright, image. Import strip image. Oh, fucking hell. I'm very sorry. Okay, and then... I think it's just bottom center that I have for it, right? Yeah, that's great. Cool. Since we don't have a running animation at the moment, just do that. Because we haven't actually got her in yet, we have to kind of just give her whatever terms of weapons and such. Character stats 1. Scale. What is... How big is Monarch? Let's see. Monarch... VTuber. Yes, I know it's Amelie, but I need the Multiverse Monarch. Here we go. What is your height? Oh my god, I forget how many nicknames she gets. Height, short. Fuck you, game. Oh, fuck you, Monarch. Short does not help me. Okay, this is really weird. I'm gonna have to Google her height. I'm gonna have to hope that it's not just gonna give me fucking, Amelie's real height. God damn it. Am I another dev that might become a historical figure in VTubing? I dread to think that that would happen. That can only go poorly if I'm an influential figure. Of any kind. Or not influential, but historical. Okay, let's see. Amelie, VTuber, height. Let's see if you give me my information. What's the genre? Oh, for the game? Fucking VTuber, let's see. Vampire Survivors, Bullet Heaven. I think there's another term for it as well. Bullet Heaven, Roguelite. There is no height information, Monarch, why? We'll go with that one. 165. The only one I can get. Oh no, another addition to my addiction. I mean, it's kind of why I'm making it, is I fucking love these games. I have played so many Vampire Survivors games at this point. And it's specifically Vampire Survivors and Soulstone Survivors. I played both of those a lot, and I really, really wanted to make a game. In fact, quite early on in Vampire Survivors, I wanted to make a game back when I was doing my previous degree, where I was like, nah, game dev is not where I should be going. I'm trying to be a teacher. And needless to say, that fucking didn't end up going how I wanted, because I was like, you know what? I actually do want to make a game, and so a bunch of different things happened, and lo and behold, here we are. Walk speed. How fast should Monarch walk? She shouldn't be walking very fast. She should be relatively slow. Because she is a strutty bitch. This is going to be mentally taxing if it's lore-based and references. You have no idea. There's... Oh my god. I want to just have a mild rant for a moment. I feel like a lot of people underestimate how easy it is to design these characters. Because you have to find a way to get all of your boxes ticked with what you have available with them, but also balance them and make them interesting to play. You have no idea how hard that is altogether to do. Like, I could make some really OP characters and they would be lore accurate, and that sounds fucking fun for about 5 minutes, and then you get bored. So I gotta make them at least somewhat challenging to play with. But yeah, no, it's... There is a lot of references already. I mean, fuck it, there's a goddamn one that's called Truck-kun, and it's a fucking truck weapon that just flies around the screen and hits enemies. You wanted fucking full memeage. EX can just be that, and this can be pretty low for that one. And then the uniques. This is going to be fun because this is all getting coded from the ground up. I mean, becoming a god in Vampire Survivors is normal. Yeah, admittedly not early on though. But this is where I kind of speak to, like, that game has had a lot of bloat go into it, and that's not a bad thing, but it is also an evident thing of like, well, yeah, if I want to farm currency, I'm gonna play Queen Sigma. Because I can set up a build with her that just, I can literally not be at the computer. And it'd be very, very easy. And that's kind of something I would like to avoid myself, because I like that. I like godlike power, but I also feel like there should be... It should be in the run you get the godlike power more. Not like out of the run. That's why I don't like meta upgrades too much. I think they're good to stretch out like what you can do, but I think that... Again, these are personal things. I'm not going to say that I think poorly of games that don't do these. This is just if I have the choice, which I do in this case. These are the decisions I'm making, right? Which I think that's kind of like the important distinction is like, in no way am I speaking poorly of any of these games. There's a reason why I'm making one. It's because I love them so much. Fucking even Hades, right? Like, I've absolutely adored that when I played that early on. All sorts. I mean, I've been playing the League of Legends Swarm game mode a lot at the moment. That's fucking fun. Did I have a name for this one? Butterfly effect. Function. There we go. Will there be a dash mechanic? That has been a consideration. I'm not gonna lie, but probably not at this point. But it was actually a very long-term consideration. There is a character that has mild dashing, you know? Which that probably needs to get cleaned up soon, because that dash, I think, could be made to be better. In fact, I actually have a bad feeling that that dash system might cause issues with the new collision system that got added. Ooh. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do something about that then. I'll resolve that. I should be able to just run, move, and collide function instead of what I was running, which is fine. Yeah, I can do that. Do I need to pass? I need to pass through the weapon, right? Yeah, I need to pass through the ability. Or ults. To be fair, I'm not actually writing the ults here. But I will probably have to pass through the ability. We're just gonna leave it at that for now, though. Sprite array. For now, just good old SP and non-feather icon. So we don't actually have anything else for it yet. No object for now. Description. When did I start this project? Beginning of last year was when this got started, but I've also been doing a degree during that time, so that's why the progress has been slow. As well as I'm not exactly a stellar artist, and doing all of the assets in this game has taken me a long fucking time. So it is very much one that I'm not too happy with it at the moment, but I do need to really step up my game. I'm just going to copy and paste my description from my doc. Value array, we're just going to have it empty for the moment. There's no level up. And I'll just leave this empty because it will fill out automatically the rest. Skills, constructor 1. This is the assist. The assist doesn't have a name at the moment. I'm gonna have to fix that. But we won't do that right this moment. Okay, so we've got that. Again, I'm just going to speed through a few of these because we just don't have all of the resources in place for this. I'm curious of the game name. Have you come up with a name yet? Will you let people give names instead by doing a poll? I mean, at the moment, it does have a name, but I'm honestly considering changing it, and I already know what I'd probably change it to, but I mean, if someone comes up with a better idea and they suggest it, and I agree with it, then yeah, I'd probably switch to that. Because at the moment, it's fucking, what is it? It's VTuber United, I believe. Or VTubers United, something like that. If I launch the game, I can go see. I'm gonna launch this as is for the moment. And actually see. Yeah, like there's a title card and a Twitter and everything for this at the moment. I've just not done much with the Twitter for a while. There's actually a YouTube channel as well. Which once we get assets further along, expect to see clips of all the characters on there. Okay. Yeah, so that's what was missing. Okay, I need to do at least one more skill. But yeah, I've got nothing against like doing a poll if there was enough people that wanted to vote towards it. And people gave me ideas. I'm not one to probably come up with the best names ever. Or at least in my opinion. I'm here for making a game. That's what I'm here for. I'm not smart enough to do something else. This probably should be passive if I'm gonna make one. But these might give it a bit of things though. You could also ask the owner of IP. Well, that's kind of the issue. There is no owner of the IP. There's owners. That's the difficulty of this game, is it's not just one thing. I'm not, like, the difficulty is that I'm not limiting it to one specific area. We have indie groups, we have all sorts. In fact, if I go into here, it will kind of prove my point of, we have Gura, we have fucking Mary, we have Vox, we have some Shoujo, all sorts. It's shorthand this is just VTubers that I'm passionate about, interested in, and trust me when I say the list is a lot longer than the ones that are in this game already. The list is very, very long. I'm a huge VTuber fan. But there's also limits to how much I can do at a time. I mean, fuck, we've got the design doc over here. At the moment I'm pulling out of. And on the list, there is 4 characters that are going to be added in the next 2 updates. 2 of which getting added this update, 1 of which I'm adding right now. And then several more in future characters. And these aren't even the end of the list. Like, I'm just going to keep making them until the game dies, basically. People don't like the game, and I've spent a year working on it, and I'm not learning any more out of it, then I'll probably just move on. That's my reasoning. But yeah, this is the design doc that we've got that I have been working out of recently. Now I can add Monarch here. And she should be in the list. She won't be fully functional, but she should be in the list. A character's unlockables or straight up. Some are going to be. Some are going to be locked behind some progression. I do think it's good to gatekeep a little bit so you don't get too overwhelmed. Initially, that's going to be the case for some of the weapons, items, stuff like that. That's genuinely my rationale. Okay. So in the initialization, something with a name isn't turning up correctly. I thought I'd done the name here for this is fine. Is it because these technically don't have a filled name? We'll see. But I think a modern example again of kind of where I'm approaching from would probably be very similar to the League Swarm mode, right? Is like you get a lot of stuff initially, but just you need to do a little bit of progress. You can probably finish it all in like, well, get all of the main stuff done in just a couple of runs, and you'll be happy. No, I need to make another skill constructor here, don't I? Because it's going to be, it's got a manual check for that. I forgot. Again, I will not deny some of this is also very, like, me speaking what my intention is. I'm not guaranteed to have these be the case when release comes around. I might change my mind between now and then. Though I'm aiming not to. We're pretty locked in with what's going to happen with it all. Will you ever add a never move achievement? Oh, probably. I do love those. Good old, garlic, old man, and vampire survivors. Object unknown cannot be resolved. What is not named in this initialization process? Because the name there is the normal stuff. Return element name 0. What? Why is it struggling with the sorting? Oh, it's the sorting that's breaking. Oh, why is the sorting breaking? What's different about this? Seems promising. I can see how passionate you are. Thank you. Honestly, that's something that I've heard a lot. I have a good friend of mine that also was just like, hey, I can see you're really, really passionate about this, and he's done quite a lot to help me out. And then I've also got another friend that actually like has actively done some of the coding in here around the UI. And yeah, I mean, I'm spending fucking almost all of my waking hours on this project at the moment. For better or worse. I really do want to see it come to fruition. I really, really do. I don't think it's an amazing game, but there's a kind of charm to seeing something you've worked on slowly and progressively go from like, I remember what this game looked like when I first made it. When I manually coded everything into it was horrendous. It was fucking foul. Hell, I didn't even start streaming this game till like mid last year, the game dev of it, but I'd been working on it since the beginning, like about January, February last year. And the changes even between the beginning of this year and now are insane to think of. Since I started streaming, it's incredible. And then since it was started is insane as well. Because I used to be good at programming, and this was my also attempt at kind of like getting back into it. And goddamn, it's changed a fair bit. And that makes me really, really happy. Good thing the channel got recommended. I'm glad about that as well, because that's something that I've seen like a lot now, is that just people will pop in on YouTube or Twitch, have a look, and I've had a lot of positivity from people that have, like, genuinely really, really love that shit. And it's kind of funny to me, because there's, in a sense, I don't see that what I'm doing is all that incredible, other than just like recommending, hey, if you ever wanted to make a game, go make a game. They're really fucking, they're not that hard anymore to make. You can genuinely get into it quite easily. There's great stuff out there nowadays for it. Go have fun and enjoy it. Give it a try, you never know. Just don't go into it expecting to be like the creator of the next Stardew Valley or things like that. That's the big mistake I see. Is people going into it like, with anything, going into it with the intention of, oh, well, I'll just make millions of dollars for free, right? No. I mean, this game has to be free, right? Like, I have to release this without any monetization for legal purposes, but I didn't really ever intend to release it for money anyway. But it does create a difficulty around it of, I have to be very careful with I can't ever monetize pretty much anything to do with it because the moment I do, I cause too much legal problems. I also love to have secret characters in this game, like CEO or former VTubers. I will say now there is a secret character that is intended for the game, at least one, but you do have a good point with like a CEO or something would be really funny. I think that would be really, really funny. Just to like get Yagu as a character that's playable. As just like one of the boss characters. So you have to beat the game in a really specific way to get them. I mean, I already know what the hardest challenge reward is going to be, and that's going to be a secret character. And I'm not going to explain all of that now. I've explained it very subtly once, and I'm going to leave it at that, because I do want to leave some surprises for when we get to the final releases of everything. Biblically accurate Yagu would be hilarious. Oh my god, that actually would be so fucking good. Just Yagu faces and it fires off other Yagu faces. That's fucking great. I love that idea actually. That's really funny. Oh god. It's both horrendous and funny in all the right ways. So it's this bit here that's breaking. Do I need to add this? Yep, no, I gotta do something like that at some point. At least as a weapon, if not just a straight up character. Just biblically accurate Yagu. Or it could be a boss. That'd be funny. No, still broken. Unknown object cannot be resolved. So clearly just Monarch's not working correctly. Why is... Oh my god, I'm an idiot. I love when you're programming and you forget one of the most important aspects. Fucking stupid. I bet you that just resolved the issue. Fuck. That would explain far too much. No, it wasn't your system, Max, it was me. Yep, it's fixed. Which character is already complete? At this point in time, well, a lot of reworks need to be done overall, but pretty much outside of Mary and Monarch, all of these are done. I do want to make some subtle tweaks to a few of them, and there's a big change that's coming through at the moment. But yeah. Yeah, no, I forgot to edit the new keyword while I was doing the constructor, Max. That's what I fucked up with. It was yeah, stupid mistake. I completely had forgotten. There we go. Now, Monarch is in the looser sense of the word. She at least has her model in, and she has the ability to be worked with. Do you do all of these arts? Or at the moment, every art asset's in the game I've done. Which, again, is one of the reasons why the game is taking so long to make. Because I'm not exactly the most stellar artist, and I'm poor, so I have to do it all myself. Which is why there's still like very much dev assets in. I think the arrow's the best example. I remember I drew that on stream and that arrow took me like less than a minute to draw and has yet to be fucking cleaned up. The little arrow around the player. See if I can... I'll just launch the game quickly and show it. Yeah, there you go. That arrow there that's around the player. That's the pointer. It's not even actually like correctly aligned or anything. It's just, it was just a quick sketch with a mouse, I think, from memory. It doesn't even actually point directly correctly most of the time. It's great. It's because the math that I have for it. It is correctly pointing. It's got the correct direction stuff. It's just it itself is fucking ugly. But yeah, the tile sets, the floor, the mirror, the portals, this like circular animation for it charging up. Hell, even the little like icon slots and the icons that are here at the moment, those are all me. These little slimy boys, Slimy the Slime, did those as well. And that's why the background looks fucking horrendous at the moment, because I only quickly drew that last week when we started moving away from an infinite map scaling to a structured map size. Oh, that's an asset that I don't own, but that's just a placeholder, I think. We'll sort that out at some point. Yeah, can't wait to work on bosses for the next patch. Oh, it's gonna be a bloody nightmare. No chatter or fan sprite. Fair. I mean, there's so many sprites that are also not like showing right now. There's an entire new, there's another enemy that is in the game that is currently just not getting used because we've been changing the spawn system. Which I should do the rest of the reworking to that at some stage. We might do that kind of soon, if not now. Because I kind of want to have a mix of what I had before and then what I have now, and then pull back what I had before in values and work with them. There's a lot of stuff that's going on with it though. But we do need to get a better system in place for the spawn system. Because at the moment, it's in the enemy creation scripts, isn't it? Come on. In here. Yeah, enemy spawn. And then it's this code here is what we actually have for our spawning. Which, again, I want to make this slightly bigger, but I also might move this from being a circle to a rectangle. Because I think that will work out better for spawning, like reducing the chance of spawning on top of them. I also had another idea to make it a little bit more complex, which is have it so it has a chance to spawn at any spawner, but like the closer it is, the lower the probability. So it means that you're less likely to have them spawn on top of you. I had mouse special ability changing into another sprite. Okay, so I wanted to do skins for the game, and I'm not gonna lie, so there's two characters that are the bane of my fucking existence. Iron Mouse is one because the amount of sprites I'm gonna have to do to get like even a quarter of her fucking models done is gonna be a nightmare. And then the other one is Juniper because in-game she actually changes her outfit during the run when you level up a specific item on her. as a reference to the fact that she'll like she'll fucking fall off the planet for like a week or two, maybe a month, and come back with a completely different model with a different backstory and lore and shit like that. And it's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? The worst part is the last model that I worked on, because I did all of Juniper's models in the space of like 4 days. I was not doing well from that. I was very tired. But like, the last one I did was her fucking Fanta one, which if you know the outfit that I'm referring to, the Fanta like military one that she did, you understand how far behind I am now on these fucking things. How aggravating it is. And then at some point in time, I'm gonna have to finish doing her EX, which is the fucking transformation into Full Moon. Which I'm gonna also have to do skins for that. Blessing and a curse, blessing and a curse. Every time I see her announce a new model, I'm just like, for fucking seriously. Not again. Give me like a break. Actual suffering. It's a nightmare for me. I can't even do pixel art, probably neither. I suck at art. Just gonna have another next month or so. Yeah, I know. I mean, like, with Iron Mouse, she changes them so frequently, and she has given a good reasoning, and I understand her reasoning behind why she frequently changes them out, and I think it's fine. It's just like, god damn it, slow down. I want to do the stuff. The irony that a character's design process, it takes me about a day to do the initial foundational work to design a character, and it takes me like 3 days to do their sprite. Like their walk and run animation, if I'm really motivated. Sometimes it will take me longer, and in Juniper's case, it took me a lot shorter, is because I was really, really insanely motivated. I got like all of hers done collectively in the space of like maybe about 18 hours over like 2-3 days. I think it was 2 days, because I got like her base model done, and then like the other 2 models done in like an afternoon and a morning. While I was doing other stuff, because I really was going. A shadow clone with all the amount of models she had. Honestly, that is a consideration. I wouldn't even say no to that to an extent. But it's also like, that's where the difficulty comes in of trying to align with the kit that she's already got as well. Because at the moment, Iron Mouse is like all about healing and healing to damage conversion. So I have to like fit with that. That's why I do need to do another overhaul of her, because of the system change that's being worked on at the moment, which is characters are going to have a passive and then an ability separate instead of 2 abilities, which might not make sense. The shorthand is it means that every character is guaranteed to start with a specific one of the abilities that they had, and a lot more power will be loaded onto that ability, and then the idea is that will become the passive, and then the other ability, when you select that character as the assist, you can get that ability on the other character, on the character you're playing as. That may seem very confusing, but there'll be a bit of a workaround for it all. I don't know where I found you from, but I'm glad. I'm glad too. That's always fun. But yeah, there's a lot of shite going into this that I need to keep working on. But yeah, so we've got Monarch in. She technically works. She doesn't really do everything, but hey. Maybe an item that creates a temporary clone that copies your attack and weapons. I mean, Juniper has that. Juniper actually already has that as one of her things. That's the fucking baby. the puntable baby. And then you've also got Mary that is kind of about his clones as well. I have to be careful again. Like, I kind of know what I want for Iron Mouse. She's fairly linear with all the stuff, because... Okay, why is that, like... Oh, it's because it's the fucking new move stuff. I need to find a way to stop that when the thing goes. But yeah, like, if I go in here, where is it? Deals damage in an area around you based on healing received, and small amount of health regen. So is this like holocure, I'm assuming? Yeah, you can make that comparison point. I would basically state it as Vampire Survivors and Soulstone Survivors were the two big inspirations for this game. Take that as you will. The healing makes sense to her. Yeah, I mean, the fact that like her passive, or one of the biggest changes I'm going to make is probably the item she has is going to be turned into her ability, and then her abilities will get merged. But yeah, I like the idea of her having singing and healing being like her kit design. I know you are all about like getting kills and being like hyper aggressive. Yeah, like you've got deal damage kind of in front of you, and then one of his things is like whenever this triggers, he dashes in that direction, and then gain damage from kills and heal every so many kills. And then when your health drops to below a percentage, you get a damage buff and a heal. Like that's his boobies kit. That's kind of funny to him. I don't know why, but I always think about Connor and cinnamon rolls when I see an Iron Mouse. That's fair. Honestly, that's maybe a mistake, is that I've not made like a cinnamon roll based meme towards Iron Mouse. That's something I probably should work on. Like, I think that's actually a very valid point. Maybe I should make that something to do with her assist. That makes more sense. That makes a fair bit of sense. Because at the moment, her assist is basically just a weak version of her EX, which I need to work on. And I don't quite like that as a system. He looks like he should probably collab with Connor. You know, you got a point, right? Like, I think they'd really get along. Definitely a good sense of humor between the two of them. But yeah, like I actually plan on having a special bit of code, specifically so I can handle his full name in the game at some point, just because I want to have that meme. No, I know. Yeah. But yeah, like, I mean, fucking Gura is supposed to be like a kitey little slippery bugger, which I think was pretty on point for her character. Juniper is supposed to be like a DOT crackhead, which I felt was also like on an accurate way of doing it. I think I really nailed it with that. Fucking Kason is like a fucking insane juggernaut that's got so many Yakuza references in there, I swear to God. And what was Aura's full design philosophy? It was supposed to be kind of just like gamer memes, which is very much what her design is in my eyes. I mean, you've got Helpful Rambit, which is a little summon thing that's going to run around, deal damage, and like collect items for you. Kason rocks. I love Kason. I'm using this version of her model, but I might like switch her up to the other one again, because she switched to this one as I was designing her character, and I haven't like potentially shifted it since. She should have a secret character, I know, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I wonder. Definitely, that's a. I mean, fun fact. So Matara is getting added in. And I will show this because this is funny to me. As that event was occurring, you kind of know what I'm meaning if you know who the thing is. So if we go into the vault, we actually had the sprite done for Nina. Which, this pisses me off, because, like, this is just a dead sprite that I kind of can't use. And I had worked quite hard on this. And then, as I was finishing that up and designing, like, her stuff to get in, Nina graduates. And I'm like, fuck. Okay, then Matara comes out, and I'm like, fuck yeah. And now she's in the list, like I was shown earlier. If we go to the design doc, come on, you can load. There, Matara. She's in probably the most raw design space at the moment, though. She'll probably not be this update. She'll probably be next. But yeah, like she's getting designed in. You have no idea how, like, mixed feelings I had with that, where I'm just like, okay, I get it. I'm not gonna say you shouldn't get out of the situation that you might be in, but, like, come on. I spent all those hours making the model, like, fucking graduate once I'm done. It was like, I finished and then it was the weekend where it got announced. I was so upset. I was so upset. But yeah, we have also Vox in here, which is very much based off, like, the singing and ASMR stuff. Yeah, I feel like I've got to do something with the model, because, like, it would be a disservice to not use that, I feel. Because it's actually a really cool looking one. I feel like I actually cooked with that. I still think the best one I cooked with is Juniper, and I'm gonna have to do the run to show this. So already you can see, like, I think this part of her model is pretty cool, but you might sit there and go, well, that's like a really old model of hers, right? So we want, it's not that one, but there's that little baby thing. Let's see, so we're looking for, fuck, we'll level that up. We're looking for specifically Mothaholic. So she actually changes form mid-run. So this is her SCP one that she had. And if it's going to ever turn up in the list, swear to God, there we go. There we go, there's the Fanta one that I was talking about. There's a bit of lag there, but I know exactly why. It's because some of the old systems have been outdated. You can probably make the mirror easier by hiding it using a shader that checks the pixels that would be in the mirror itself. Yeah, there's a few things I can change with that that I need to work with. Right, like that's something that's definitely on the works for it. A teleporter circle might become a mode or something. So I can go into that pretty easily. The explanation, that's pretty fun. A mask probably. Yeah, no, I know exactly what I'd need to do. I mean, it would probably be a surface is the term for Game Maker's version of all of that. I'd probably just make a surface, a reflection surface, and then I would just copy the reflection surface from the mirror that's there and put that on the mirror there is probably what I'm gonna do. I'll see how I'll handle that at a later stage though. Shouldn't be too difficult, but we'll see. Me when I'm searching for a Discord server because this shit is so cool. There is a Discord server that like one of the viewers did at one point. I'm not active on it all that much, personally. But like if you want to go on that, I will happily go grab the link. Again, it's one of those it's not me that hosts it, it's someone else, and I'm just on it. and it's a place you can thing. Yeah, no, the mirror stuff got mucked around with a little bit because when I introduced the different sprite size, it completely threw it out the window. Like I said, Max, I'll probably sort something towards that at a later stage. Also, hello to the other person over on Twitch. But yeah, so the teleportation circle, I can happily show off some of the stuff towards it. I think some of it's covered by the stream overlay stuff, so I'll move the game once we're in, and you can better kind of like see from there. There is a whole host of stuff towards it, and it is a fairly like tentative system that's not finished as of yet. So if I move this up here, you'll be able to see a little bit better. There's this down here. Now, what this is, zone level, this is, again, like I say, it's very tentative, so understand not all of this is implemented. But there is modifiers that are going to be randomized. So you get here, there's Priestess Milk, +4 armor, so this is +4 armor to you. But there's also a negative one, which is enemies get +1 armor. Then I go to this one, and you can see this is slightly different. It's got 2 + 2 = 5, because Gura is good at maths, which gives +25% experience. And then enemy haste, so they get more movement speed, and this one has those ones. There's a bunch of other modifiers. There's also a lot more that are in the works. And there will be a system, one of the meta progressions that will be in the game is you can increase the amount of modifier range that you can hit. So what I mean by that is, at the moment, the rule is it's, I think baseline it's 2 modifier bonus stat and then 1 modifier negative stat. So a total of value of 2 for positive modifiers gonna go in, and only a thing for 1. The rationale behind this is it basically means I can value certain positive and negative traits higher, which means that you can get less modifiers, but you can get more potent modifiers potentially. And this is in the design doc. There's a list of a bunch of them in there. There's also a bunch already in the game, like as you saw, but we scroll down to here. This is some of the modifiers that are kind of in, as well as some of them that are currently in the works, and some of them that are fully implemented, but just simply the value isn't available. But there's there's all sorts of different ones. There's a lot more than this as well, and I think on the design docket somewhere else. And I plan on making more and more. Like, this is one of those, like, I want to have a lot in each level of it so you can kind of fuck around. But by increasing the amount of modifiers you can get, or modifier value, it means you can get higher, stronger ones, or you can just get lots and lots of weaker ones and become really powerful that way as well. One of the best examples is Apex is going to be probably the most expensive they can get. You will not be allowed any other positive multipliers while you've got this, but what it's going to do is it's just like levels are more expensive, but getting levels gives you a bunch of stats. So you become like way, way stronger overall in the run, which would be fun, but it means that you're going to have a lot more difficulty. The one point I do want to go with this, God, I can't wait for the full release. You have tons of things planned already. That was 1 AM. Fair enough, I understand if you need to disappear at 1 AM. But like one of the things, so this is stuff that I've worked on for this. How long has the modifiers been? I think that was an idea last year, I think. And I think it only got really added in properly about New Year's. So it's been in for a while now. But there is a lot of things that need to be fixed and cleaned up and worked with. I mean, like, Ding's gonna be an insane one, right? Like, 30% reduction for what you need to level up. Imagine having a run with that. Just leveling up constantly. It'd be insanely powerful. Will there be something similar to Arcanas? Hades has good card concept. Yeah, no, like, I actually do agree there should be probably something like that, and there is something like that in the design space, but it's not implemented yet. I can tease that a little, because again, it's very, very early on. I think it's in here, isn't it? Or is this all of Max's stuff? I think that's all of Max's stuff. Yeah. I think I have a rewards list somewhere, and it's only got one reward in it. We're looking for... create rewards special. Here we go. So there is one of the rewards that can turn up, which is this one. So you have to choose between one of these two things, and you cannot get the other one. You can only get one of these per run. And you have to choose, do you want to be Cesso or Yabai? Aha, funny. One of them will give you like a bunch of defensive stats, and then one of them will give you a lot of aggressive stats. Like combat stats. This needs to be reworked a fair bit because these are a bit outdated. But like this is one of the ideas there of that. Is there's kind of like run long buffs that you can obtain randomly. That will be kind of like locked in. And there'll be a lot more work around that to try and give them. I don't know what the phrasing is going to be of these at this point. They might be called augments, they might be called something else, I'm not sure. But yeah, I guess that's kind of like in that space of the Arcanas. There was an idea that's not been worked on for a long time that I remember someone gave me, which is, if you've ever played holocure, you kind of know about the stickers that you can add to the main weapon, and I really like that system. And we discussed kind of taking a bit more of a Diablo-esque approach to that and having sockets, and how every weapon would have a socket. And, which mean that you could kind of like upgrade it a specific way with these sockets during the run. And evolutions would possibly have like 2 sockets. So you would keep the sockets from the original sort of idea. It'd be interesting to see. But that one's very much like, that would be what's considered feature creep at this stage, which is unnecessary feature that would be really nice to add, but not going to probably be added anytime soon. There is a whole lot of listed feature creep ideas. There's one big one that my friend had to talk me out of, because otherwise I would have gotten it done over last weekend. Not this weekend that's just been, but the weekend before, which was actually making the game multiplayer. Are you gonna do main weapon only with the socket system, or all weapons? It would probably be all weapons was the idea. So it would be like all weapons can get a socket thing in. They could come with the socket, or they could just be empty socket and you find them via something, I don't know, and select to put it in. That was the idea. That's why I was only going to have 1 socket per weapon instead of what I think holocure has, which is 3 sockets on the primary weapon, because in a sense primary weapons don't exist in this one. I took the Vampire Survivors approach, which is that a character can start with something and that kind of be their signature weapon, but it's not like locked to them. Every character can get that weapon. Extra projectiles would be nice for socket system. Yeah, like it would be stuff like that mainly. It would be like area, more damage, more crit chance, more crit damage, like very basic stuff, little stat ups, and they would be nice and consistent, so you're not looking for like a specific rarity of them. And that's just kind of the idea that I wanted to go with it. And I'm like, there's one of the ideas I had, this is again very much like just thought experiments, is there would be like enemies have a chance to drop a gem that could be socketed, but when you pick up the gem, based on what color it is or whatever thing, a rarity it is, would decide what things you could select from it. So one could be like projectiles, area, and duration as the options that it could augment. And you could select one of those 3, and that would become what the gem is, and you socket that in like that. instead of just being like, oh, it's only a projectiles one, so that would feel real shit if you didn't have any projectile weapons. That was an idea that I was kind of thinking. 20% chance to cast chain lightning, perhaps. Maybe, but again, like, I'd be hesitant to add ones that are too complex, is what I would say. I think one of the most complex ones I considered was chance to drop gold, like increase, sort of thing. Or chance to double hit. Like, those were probably the two that I was thinking were the most complex that I might approach, but I still don't know if I will. Again, this is a system that's not even in the game in any capacity. It is only in, like, theory of maybe we will do it at some point. Yeah, there's the modifiers constructor here. But yeah, like, so quick start with an additional level, which is fun. And you can see here that, yeah, there's the value here of how much you need to get it. That's why this one doesn't turn up, because you're capped at 2. And the rule is that your negative modifier will always be 1 less than your positive modifier. So if you have 2 positive, you'll only have 1 negative value. As a rule of thumb, to just ensure that the players don't get screwed over. Hey, yeah. But yeah, so that's the idea with that. There's actually one of these the negative modifiers I could work on now that I find funny because we have something. This one, I am die, thank you forever. This is one of the negative modifiers that waited on the system we showed off this much earlier in the stream that got worked on over the weekend. That I want to add in, but I will leave that for the moment. Is the luck system about crit chance, dodge, chance to... I don't think we're going to have luck in. That's something I'm hesitant on, because the way luck works in Vampire Survivors is very dangerous. I know that sounds really weird to say, but like, it can get very potent very quickly, and I don't know if I want to modify some of those stats from one singular point. So there is crit chance in here, and there is probably going to be like drop chance and stuff. But I might keep that pretty specifically in certain ways, and like affect value more than drop chance is more kind of my intention. But yeah, there's some of these are fucking stupid. But like all 3 of these cannot be worked on. Well, this one can be, but all these 2 can't be worked on at the moment because they just will not function correctly because we don't have systems around them. Which is the fun part of working on the modifiers, is how often it would be I would have to rework a system to actually allow it to work. And it was good that I reworked the systems because they were old and bad. Gotta love that. But yeah, so with Monarch, I should probably start working on her weapon. It's gonna be a weird weapon to work on. So we need to go weapons, weapon equipment. Is it gonna be a brutal beginning? That's something that I'm not sure on, honestly. My theory towards it is that you should be able to complete the first run. Should. Not will, should. You should be more than capable of defeating the first run. That is all I will kind of say towards the matter at this stage, because again, like, it's very much up in the air of how I will accomplish that. But I do think I'm going to make it like somewhat difficult to begin with. To give like a reason to feel rewarded when you do manage to beat it. But I don't, it's a really hard one, right? Because like, what audience do you want to cater towards is the short answer. I kind of want to cater towards the more casual. Because I feel that like as someone that plays this stuff, I often am the one that actually like dictates the challenge. That's why I liked holocure for opt-in challenges. I restarted Vampire Survivors. I'm struggling a lot. Sometimes the chest doesn't drop. Yeah, like Vampire Survivors, I cannot imagine starting from the ground up again, because like I can probably launch it really quickly, right? It's not going to be too laggy. I think I still got it installed. Yeah, there it is. I haven't played it since April, though. Like, beginning of April. And I won't play it, but I'll kind of just show where I'm at with it. Oh, they've got a loading thing. But if I go to, like, secrets, there's a new secret, apparently. Okay. What's the new secret? Mistake victory in favor of sightseeing in Carlo... Okay. I'll see what that is, but, like, unlocks, I bet these are just new ones. Yeah, these are new ones that have probably come out with the newest update. Oh, yeah, there was some of these that I didn't finish. That's right, because I was in the process of doing some of these. I feel like I did some of those, though. I know I did some. But, like, collection. Again, it's probably mostly things. Actually, that's a good point. I'm assuming there's power-ups that have... No new power-ups that I can see. Also, the amount of gold I actually have is not accurately displayed because I have that many. Bestiary, I have most of these sorted out and unlocked. Doesn't it show how many? Yeah, it shows how many I've defeated. So you can see that I actually did play like this DLC for this DLC. Ew. Yes. Yeah, those numbers are fun. So I've played a lot of this. In fact, I think one of the scariest ways to show how much I've played is if we go to here and look at the golden eggs. Because I could just literally use an auto clicker and spend all of the things on eggs if I wanted to. I did that with a few characters, yeah, 1,000 there. Because I just needed to win with them. I didn't really care post that. Awesome. And gold's super fucking easy to farm. So, because just do a run with Queen Sigma. Which, like, for example, this progression on the side here, this didn't even exist for a thing. And it reached 300 plus. Well, to give an idea, I believe I've got like a few trillion gold. I could activate an auto clicker and leave this for probably like a few minutes and it would still be going. Like, that's how much gold I have. To be fair, I haven't like used many eggs on some of these like original characters. My boy's got like nearly 300 there. Cause yeah, like some of these, the only reason they've got eggs is because I fucking killed the goddamn the special reapers. Trying to see. Yeah, like Red Death has a few kills. I remember never picking any of them up on this, I think. I think it's only from kill things. But it's just like, yeah, with this character here, it's like, well, I needed to unlock this dude a specific way, and I'm lazy. I'm just gonna fucking buy the eggs and auto do it. Same with Eleanor, I believe. And kind of these two as well. I mean, this character does not need fucking golden egg stats. This is, again, boss monsters in this game are boss monsters for a reason, right? I think I also tried to... Have I done any of these? No, I haven't. I think I tried to do something towards that at one point, but I just couldn't get it at the time. The game became very wide, and I've not really approached it fully since. I do need to go back and play it, though. I think the fact that, like, the majority... Actually, how much game time do I have on Vampire Survivors? According to Steam, I have 100 hours. There you go. I'm pretty sure I have more, but you know. Function. We need to start just typing in the function. I need to make sure I put this in correctly. Weapon. And caster default equals O player. Sprite array. SP, a non-feather icon. And then... Isn't there a SP slash or some shit? Slash... Yeah, there's a default slash that I have. I'll just use that for now. I know it looks ugly as fuck from memory. Object, just use default. Description. Just copy and paste the one from the design doc for now, because again, these just need to get filled out. Trigger, no unique trigger. Value array, we need to yoink this from here. So the damage of this is actually going to be really, really high. Let's give it 7 initially. But the cooldown's going to also be kind of high. We'll leave it at 6. And then there's going to have to be a additional stat here because it needs to have crit. We'll give it, for now, we'll just give it 0.3, I'm sure. I mean, it's the same argument with, like, holocure, right? It's like, my progress in that is I've nearly finished the entire game. I've bought almost every single item in the game. I have hundreds of thousands of fucking, like, fish and vegetables. And the only achievement I don't really have are getting all of the characters to max rank to get the fucking Go Touch Grass achievement. Do you have protection for this game yet? There might be someone who will steal this just like holocure. I mean, I streamed the dev of it, like... It wouldn't be hard for someone to copy this game from the ground up. I mean, some people are going to say that I'm doing that to holocure, right? I've already had people go like, oh, this is literally just holocure. Why are you bothering to make it when you could... It's because, yeah, there was someone that yoinked some of the source code and refactored it and were able to make characters in it and stuff like that. And I'm like, just make it yourself. Like, it's not that hard to an extent. And that way you can make more interesting and unique systems, like I have. I mean, my game's designed around being a boss rush, not a timer. It's already a massive change. Again, Soulstone Survivors being the huge inspiration for that. It's like, I don't want to do like a you need to survive to 20 minutes. It's, no, you kill a certain amount of enemies, a boss spawns. Kill the boss, and then repeat this process a certain amount of times. Once you've done that, you've won the run. So, it's about getting a faster time. So, Yeah, that's why, ironically enough, characters like Iron Mouse are probably going to not be that strong overall, because she's reliable, she's not going to die easily, but she's not going to clear very fast. And that's fine. You should be allowed to have a character that you can at least guarantee finishing the run with, but then you should have characters that are like, oh, well, this character, Monarch's a good example. This character is going to be quite fragile, but high DPS. I mean, the fact is that she's going to have, like, she's all about crit and cooldown reduction, right? Like, she's going to do a lot of damage. We need 6. There we go. Stagnant. False? No, true. Though I think some of those rules have changed since we've done things differently. Then its remove type will be none. Is the crit damage capped at 250%? I don't think I'm gonna have a cap for the crit damage. I mean, the fact is you can multi-crit, which I think's something a few games don't do. Like there's crit levels in this, so if you go over 100%, you'll guarantee crit, but then you can get like a crit of a crit, which obviously the damage of that can get very insane very quickly. The best way to test that is Kason at the moment, actually. I still think Kason's probably the strongest character at this stage, especially since, like, all the changes. And she's going to get a few more changes before, again, the next update, and those changes are only going to be positive for her. Hit type weapon dot per no, it'd be once, right? Yeah, once. It's like triple crit. Yeah, like that's the idea behind the crit stuff. That's actually Monarch herself in the kit that I'm doing for her. She's going to actually have a synergy with that. She's all about having crit chance and crit damage and cooldown reduction, but she's going to be like, if your health isn't full, she doesn't get her full effect of power. So I decided to give her the ability to heal, very small amount mind you, but the heal is multiplied by how many crit levels the crit was, because you heal on crit basically. So if it was only 1, it's only 1 times. If it's a crit 2, it's 2 times. 3, so on and so forth. So the more crit chance you and cooldown you can stack on her, the more difficult it will be to kill her, which is the idea for it. Is there a character that's all about tanking and redirecting, reflecting damage? At the moment, that's Kason. Kason's the juggernauty thick bitch that's gonna fuck shit up. But there are other characters in the pipeline that are also going to kind of sit in that category. But yeah, no, Kason is like super the not gonna fuck around character. Because her kit is like, what, her weapon is one of the shorter ranged melee attacks that's all about like dealing damage right in front of her. Her item is take a percentage of the damage as delayed damage over time instead. One of her passives is when she takes damage, she gains stacking armor and damage. And then the other one is when she's not taken damage for a portion of time, she heals max health. Like percentage of max health at a per tick, I think, or per second. So she like heals very, very quickly out of combat, but is all about being in the middle of combat. So if you can get like a little bit of healing on her, she's just going to sit in the middle of the enemies and be fine. That's the idea of her kit. And she has some of the highest damage in the game, realistically. But, again, there's a couple of changes I want to make to her kit, and those changes are probably just going to make her stronger, ironically. So I might have to pull something back. But, no, I think I like where she's at the moment. Like, she has one of the best items in the game, and it's probably a universally lovable item. I think that's like a big point to kind of acknowledge, is that her item is one that, I mean, it's fucking Plushie from Holocure, right? Like, even since it got nerfed, it became still a reliably one of the best fucking items you can take for survivability. It's the same reason why Death Dance in League of Legends got nerfed so many fucking times and no longer gives Omnivamp. Because when it gave Omnivamp, it was just straight up one of the best items in the game. It's like, oh, you want a bruise? Cool, I take less damage and I heal, so I compensate for the damage I lose. So any partnership of that item and healing is just immediately makes it really good. Which is why I say the whole thing of it. What about AoE character, like cover the entire screen? I don't think I've got anyone specifically for that at this point. I'm trying to think. I have a character in the works that's going to be like huge AoE. I mean, technically Monarch's going to get like quite a lot of area because she gets area scaling off of her cooldown reduction, I think was the idea. But other than that, Aura, god no. Booby, no. Gura, fuck no. She's about kiting. I guess Juniper is about like filling the screen, but she's kind of supposed to be like a bullet hell character. Again, that's why I say she's a cracked up fucking DOT character. She just fires DOTs all over the place and gets a lot of area cooldown reduction and movement speed. Mary, no, he's again one of the more confusing ones. Vox, I guess, is kind of about filling the fucking screen with shite. Because he has the umbrella, which is it basically spawns what's supposed to be like cherry blossoms around you, and they'll circle around and deal damage. And like later stages, I can see that becoming like a very scary weapon because of just how much is going to spawn from it. Outside of that, I mean, I guess the weakness of it is there's just probably not enough AoE-ish weapons at this stage that kind of like fit that category, and that's on me. I probably should make some more. But weapons are definitely becoming slower in their making. I'm definitely making them a lot slower now. I'm going to yoink most of that, because that's going to be a good enough foundation point for the code that I need. Okay, we don't want an image start. We want... is it image angle or is it direction? I think it's direction I'm supposed to make this, but I will look at the other code in a sec. We also don't need that. Also, that's incorrect. Because we're looking for... It's another good slash weapon to use as an example. Keeping claws. No, it's image angle. Okay. I mean, that's basically the weapons in. That's how easy it is to do these, in a sense. We don't have the crit coming through at this stage. I can do something about that shortly, though. I need to look at what the value I change is though in here. It's O weapon parent. Create crit. And then how does that get passed through? We need to look for where the damage value is. Alright, boss, time to hit the sack. No, all good. And thank you very much for the kind words and querying. I actually really love when people stop by and ask questions, because it means that I also question things myself sometimes. So, why did I do that? Maybe that wasn't the correct thing to do. And it's good to think about those sorts of things sometimes, because sometimes you're wrong. You do the wrong thing, and that's fine. Weapon. I think that's the thing I need to trigger. Yeah, so it's a script. Weapon parent scripts. Is it in here? Yes. Object dot crit, so it is just crit that I modify. Equals weapon dot value 5. Okay. And now we can try change this to 0, but level it up like later down the line. Oh, my back is still fucking hurting. Oh, I don't know if I slept on it wrong or some shit. It's rough. Okay, there we go. Alright. Sorry, I'm also double checking a couple of things off to the side. There we go. Alright, so... Weapon 20 is what we need. So, if I launch, Monarch should have, albeit it's a very shitty version of it, but it should have a weapon. Let's see, Butterfly Blade, yay! Kinda wanna see what it looks like in game, because I forget what the slash looks like. Oh yeah, it's that. Doesn't actually get removed correctly, because it doesn't fucking... Yeah. Is it always just gonna permanently be that? Yes it is. Okay, yeah, I'll need to do something about that. Actually, don't I have... I'm pretty sure I'm smart. Don't I have a remove type for weapons to work for this? Frame. I think that solves it. Again, so the slash is going to probably end up being like a lot prettier and a little bit larger than what this is. This is just the default sprite that I have for slashes that I drew back when this game was like basically just a tutorial, or like the results of a tutorial. Okay, so that actually doesn't do anything at this stage. That's fine. Yes, there we go. Oh god, that is such a slow cooldown. Oh, she's gonna feel so fucking weak because of this, but she does so much damage. Okay. Ooh, that was... So it was because I was holding down? Yeah. Okay, I need to have something there. There. I need to have something there, because what was happening just then, probably not acceptable. It was... The input wasn't getting reset when the pause got undone, so... The thing wasn't fixing. God, the amount of enemies spawning. Game's handling it fairly well, though. One day the wide image will not be the case. But there we go. Not bad, not bad. I like this. I'm very, very happy with the progress that we've made for this. It's awesome. So, do I want to work on that right now? Probably not. We're kind of coming to a point where I can lull a little bit. Feeling a bit exhausted. My voice going a little bit. Again, long weekend, very, very tired. Had all sorts of stuff going on. It was very fun though. Went and watched Deadpool on Saturday. That was really good. Very fun movie. If you've enjoyed any of the other Deadpool movies, would recommend. Aside from that, yeah, no, and just... Oh, last week been thrashing myself working on some of the stuff that I showed today. And it may not be very obvious, but like each of those targeting things, they took basically a day. The map stuff took multiple days. There is a lot that's gone into this game. It's a lot of progress. A lot of it looks a lot nicer now as well. And this means that I should be able to focus on the correct spaces moving forward. One of the big ones is I do need to work on art assets. There is a massive, massive need that I need to pull my shit together with that. So we might be doing that again more on stream moving forward, but I don't like doing it on stream because I don't like my own art. And I don't really like the idea of having to rewatch my streams and see myself doing shitty art. But it is what it is. I realize I haven't had any, like, liquid since I started stream. I think my voice is dying. Oh no. But yeah. Oh. I'm really happy with the progress today though. There's a lot of things that we've checked out and cleaned up. The pathing is an awesome one. I do need to figure out a resolution to the enemies when they spawn in the walls, to just better like push them away from it. Yeah, I mean, I think what needs to be done is a way for the enemies to collide, or like to deal with the collision amongst themselves a bit better. Maybe I take what we've currently got and crank it up, because maybe that pushes them away enough. Because I think, is it in here? Yeah, here. Let's try cranking this up and seeing if it actually is noticeable in game. Like, if this affects the pathing too much, or if this even matters. Because I'd love to see this actually getting, this just staying as is, because this works really well. To explain that piece of code is pure and simply, hey, am I colliding with something? Okay, nudge. So they don't stack so hard on top of each other. Which the pathing seems to be kind of like mucking with that a little bit. That's better. But I'm still kind of able to clump them pretty easily. Because like what you're seeing is what I'm kind of talking about, is like if I do this kind of rotation around, the enemy will progressively just get more and more collapsed together and just stacked on top of each other, which just looks not very pleasant. So I'm trying to do my best to have that avoid. It is declumping fairly well though, overall. But I could stand for it to be a little stronger if I really must. I mean, the game's starting to lag out a little bit with that, only slightly though. So maybe just have it as a straight up 1. Again, the more aggressive it is, it's going to be noticeable as hell when there's a small group of enemies, but it's not going to be very noticeable when there's a larger group of enemies, and that's kind of like where we have to find that tipping point, where like, oh, it's too much when this is the case, and it's too little when this is the case. We need to find where it sits in that nice bit in between. And with the health values being so high, I can kind of like aggressively tank things more than I should be. Because again, the enemies haven't been updated to be relative to what the new stuff is. Yeah, like I'm not going to be able to stop clumping altogether. This is a lot of enemies I've already got stacked here. Yeah, they're trying to push each other apart. I don't think I can go any more aggressive in power than this. But we might have to do something instead of this then, because we do need to have them not clumping up too much. Again, it creates too much visual clutter and becomes really, really difficult to look at. I want to avoid that, because I want people to be able to enjoy looking at the game. I think that's a pretty simple explanation that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Alright. I might call it in a little bit. I don't think there's much else I would really want to work on today. I am, as well, kind of on that tired side and have a few things I want to sort out before the day is over. But I'm probably not going to be doing more programming today. I swear to God, I need to like stop doing. Because yeah, that was basically what I was doing, right? As I was finishing stream, I would sort out a couple of things, and then I would sit there for like 3-4 hours, maybe even up to like when I would go to sleep, just programming, watching some stuff. Like the amount of times I watched like an anime, and I would just go like, cool, I'm watching an anime or watching a movie, and I'm just programming. And that meant that I was spending like 5 hours potentially even just programming without really giving a shit. And that is how I got a lot of progress done, but fuck me, I'm tired. And I need to do that with art, but it's a lot harder to do with art because you have to kind of focus a lot more while you're drawing than you do with your programming. Programming, there's a lot more moments where you can kind of like not be programming, but programming, if that makes sense. I guess like you're sitting back looking at the code, but I've also got my screen there, so I'm like kind of watching the series or the movie, and I'm like, yes, that's what I need to work on, and then I can just kind of like type it out while looking at the movie. Bad habits I have, I guess. I work very well when I'm not working properly, I swear. But yeah, no, I'm hoping I can really chunk through, because I'm starting to lower how many assets I'm going to work on for this next update. Like, I'm progressively, even during the stream, I've ticked things off on my box going like, nah, fuck it. It's not worth working on that right now. Move on. I think at this point in time, it's just going to get icons sorted, get all of the characters done up in the new style that we've got with the new format, and get all the weapons kind of at least a quality adjustment on some. I mean, the fucking Truck-kun needs a goddamn change. Like, to anyone that hasn't seen it, where is Truck-kun? Truck-kun. This was drawn in like a few minutes on stream using the in-house editor. Look at that thing. That's fucking foul. We need to change that. But yeah, like, it will probably be pretty much just that. I might just leave the map with its pastel-ish thing. Maybe I'll give it a little quick, like, lick of paint to give it a little bit of diversity so it's not so pasteled as well. But outside of that, yeah, no, I'm gonna probably not do too much more. Just clean up, just, like, finishing up and organizing a few things, and then we move on to yeah, getting that next update out. And that is a huge deal, because that means I will be... The moment the next update goes out, that is the update I'm going to use to apply to Steam with, is the shorthand. And then, like, from that point onwards, it's going to be updates that are prepping for the Steam release, which is gonna be fucking terrifying. I will not deny that I'm scared of that as well, just like any other. It's like, well, if I just never release the game, then I never have to deal with the problems. But I'm glad that people have shown interest. That's the big thing. And when it goes to hit Steam, I'll be obviously advertising to the nth degree to go fucking wishlist it. I swear to God. You will not hear that in any small measure. But yeah. Oh. I don't know, I will not deny today's been good for me. Having a bit of positivity towards the stuff I've worked on, having new people turn up, it's always really, really nice. Because it helps boost motivation and morality. Not morality. Morale, there we go. Boost morale working on this, because there's at a level of, like, you keep working on something for so long, and you don't really get outside input, or you get very, like, the same person input, and it does kind of sit there and like, well, are you actually being honest? Or is this sunk cost fallacy for both of us? But yeah, I'm gonna stop here. I'm just gonna be rambling and slowly becoming more and more quiet, just because I'm very, very tired. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. You're awesome. Stay awesome, and I hope to see you again next time. Till then, bye bye.